Hello and welcome back to Pilot Light Media. Today we have a fantastic build we're going to bring you. This is a 1 gallon vase, which we have featured the container before, but this is a brand new aquatic build complete with some organic aqua soil and our plants, gravel, botanicals, and the like. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is some organic soil that we made fresh for this build. So we're going to layer that in first, and then we're going to put our vines in there because we want the vines to run through the entire thing, down from the soil all the way up, coming out through the water level. And next we are going to create our sand. This is a custom gravel mix we're making. We have some small river rock pebbles, coarse sand, and some beige pebbles. Please like and subscribe if you like today's video. And we're also going to sprinkle in some red here just for color. And we're going to mix this up and give that top a natural look. We're going to put in some black too. Give that a good mix, and that will give this build a very, very natural look. And this is going to give us plenty to cover up our soil. We want to give that a good inch or two cover. Here we're giving it a spray just so it gets wet and you can see some of those colors that we will see in the build. It'll be a bit easier to see now rather than later through the glass. So some of the river rock really do have some good colors. We have some grays and some different browns and taupes emerging. And now it's time to get started with our plants. And here are some vines as well that we'll be using. We're going to anchor those plants to these vines, and we're going to have one central build. So what we did here was just kind of weave those vines back together so they held. Then we're taking our plants all in one bunch and this weight. And then this weight will also clamp everything together and keep everything down and centralized. So as you see here, we have one large sprig built. And now we're wrapping our Lewigia around those vines so that this becomes one central unit of growth. And now we're putting the plants in off to one side. Now we're going to dump in our gravel and drop in a couple botanicals. Just getting them into position that we like, sort of centered in the build. And we're going to drop in a few other gray stones to give that top yet again a natural look. And we have some gravel left over. We wanted to use it all, so we're going to dump a little bit more in just to bury everything deeper, and then a little bit of a slope so it looks natural. So now it's time to add our water. The soil is nice and saturated, but as we add this water, again, this is about a 1 gallon vase, we're doing it very slowly because we do not want to disturb that aqua soil or that substrate or our plants or any of the botanicals that we put in. Again, we have most of them sunk deep into the gravel, but again, when you're building something like this, it's best to just add the water very slowly, have some patience, and then that way you won't disturb either the substrate, the gravel level, the aqua soil, or you won't move any botanicals around. Generally, when we build, we drop things in about where we want them. Then once we put in our water, we may move things around a bit. But again, here we're just going with a slow trickle. Also, these vines were never in water, so as you can see, there's a little bit of bark flaking off of them. And that will just float to the top, and then when we're done, we can skim that off. please like and subscribe if you liked today's video. And as we zoom in here, you get an idea of what the build will look like. Again, this Ludwigia and this Bacopa will fill in quite nicely. It won't take long for this thing to be full of plants. Here we had a small sprig that broke off during the build. We'll just let it float, and once it has roots, we can plant it in the substrate. So there you have it, another exciting build from us in our 1 gallon vase. Again, that's all the water you really need to propagate plants or to make a aquatic display just like this. Again, we will probably add snails in the near future. So thanks again for tuning into Pilot Light Media. We really appreciate you checking us out. Stay tuned for more.